Put your hands up. Ladies and put your hands up. Welcome to the Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Yeah, I'm a witness for the Lord. I'm gonna sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. I might do a little dancing cause the Bible lets me know that that ain't wrong. I sing my praises to the King because he's worthy and he's seated on the throne. Anytime you wanna talk about his power and his mercy, let me know. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises till I'm gone. Oh, I'ma sing these crazy praises all day long. Oh, everywhere I gotta go, I let them know.
What's going on, Alpha Raiders? James the Win here with the Alpha Ray Comic Channel. It is Sunday. It is not 8 o'clock. I usually do this at 8 p.m. on the East Coast, but I've got plans for tonight, and so I thought I'd jump on here instead of skipping it. I'd like to make sure that I get with my Alpha Raiders to help everyone start off the end the weekend well, start off the week well, however you want to phrase it. Let me turn this on before I forget. Some mood music, and I just want to thank you for coming. Welcome to the Alpha Ray Comic Channel. I'm going to be drawing, if you saw the thumbnail, I'm going to be drawing Spider-Man and Superman. I think it's just going to be Spider-Man because I only have about an hour and 15 minutes. So we'll just keep that on track. So I got to end it about 5:15. So without further ado, I'm going to show you what's on my drawing board. And it's a surprise. It's here. Alpha Red number 8 is in the house. This is something that I've been working on. If you've been around the channel, I've been promoting it. We crowdfunded for it in, 2 months ago, and ended about a month ago. And you have to send it off to the printers and all that good stuff. So I just want to thank everyone who supported me on Kickstarter and on Fund My Comic. I sent the majority of them out yesterday. I was missing close to 6 addresses, and so those 6 will go out tomorrow. Actually, I think I am still missing one more, but 5 of the 6 people answered, and out the door they will go on Monday, and so this is the final product. In hand, and it's so beautiful. It is very satisfying to have the finished product in your hand. The paper quality is good. The colors are so good, and I'm super excited for you guys to see it. I am excited. It reads well. It reads very well. So if you're here for the previews of issue number 9, here are some pages of issue number 9. I just printed them out and shrunk them down so as to not handle the originals too much, although the originals are right here. I do want to show you some of the process because I did use, like I added, it's not much bigger. I mean, it's not, the originals are not much bigger than the actual comic size. So even this here is bigger than comic size a little bit. So that is the difference between actual comic size versus the size that I draw. And I know that I draw on a slightly smaller scale than what typical comic book artists draw on. They draw on a sheet. The original size is 11 by 17, and then the art space is usually 10 by 15. But because I have access to a good scanner, I just draw it on a smaller scale. I scan it in at a higher DPI, and then it actually goes bigger than a 10 by 15 space if I'm using 300 DPI dots per inch. And then when I scale it down to that size, it is almost unnoticeable. You would be able to get a little bit more detail in the if I were to draw it at actual 10 by 15, but because I draw it at, goodness, do I have the measurements written down somewhere? But it just saves me a lot of time. So my calculation is that you would rather have more alpha red than big, more detailed alpha red. And so the calculation for me is draw a little bit smaller than the pros do, and I can get away with giving you 2 to 3 issues of alpha red every year. That is the goal. I would want more, honestly. Brother Benny's in the house. The Alpha Raider, first Alpha Raider to chime in. Thank you for hopping on, guys. I know it's off time, and so I appreciate anybody, all the Alpha Raiders who could make it, who are on the lookout for Alpha Red. So, so this is issue number 2, and there wasn't much photoshopping going on in here. I did change the sequence of some of what's going on there, and here it is. I'm super proud of this one. This is page 3, and this is what I did. I know if you're following me on if you follow me on Substack, this is this is issue number this is page 4. That's page 4. Let's do page 3. The original page 3 doesn't have our man Alpha Red in the middle there. He is actually on a sketch cover. This is the sketch cover, and I photoshopped him into the image here, just so that anybody who wants a drawing of Alpha Red can just have a drawing of Alpha Red, because nobody's really picking up the Alpha Red interior pages. So I thought I'd make it a little bit more fun as far as that goes. So this is a danger room type scene. I'm calling it the Battle Bay instead of danger room, but he goes through like two or three pages of training, and it's just me having a lot of fun doing that. But here's page 4. I finished it up yesterday, and I don't know if you guys can see what's going on, but the reason why panel 4 is empty here is that I'm drawing it on another thing. I have a control room for the danger room, the Battle Bay, and I want it to stay consistent. I don't want to draw it over and over, so I drew it. It'll be drawn on another. It's drawn on a separate image, and then I can draw the characters moving around within that other room that I will continually use over and over. So I want to, it's so that I can save time and make it consistent. So, but without further ado, let me know if you have any questions about Alpha Red number 9. I'm super excited about it. And it's going on very well. It's semi on schedule. I wish I was a little bit farther along. Like I should have been done with that issue panel number 4 last night, but I've not been feeling well. I'm burning the candle at both ends here, and I forgot what was the pose I was going to use. I had this pose, but it took up. I'm going to draw Spider-Man in front, obviously, because it's his book. So, but it was going to be too big, and so I forget what I was going to do. Bear with me, guys, as we open up the Joe Madureira comic to see if we can find a good quality, exciting pose for Spidey. It doesn't have to necessarily be Spider-Man. I know it's been a while since I've shown you this part of the process, where I can even take a guy like in the background here. If they were facing us, I would go ahead and use that. But let me see. I'm just looking for somebody who maybe just kind of jumping at us, or just hanging onto a wall. No. Lots of cool Joe Madureira stuff here. Could have him swinging. I mean, shooting the webs here, but I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it. I like this. I know this is kind of generic. You know, like, James, you draw that kind of stuff all the time. And I do. We'll keep a pin in that. This just seems like so easy, but like to feel the energy of a Joe Madureira picture kind of inspires me. So that is why I do it. Brother Ernest says, "Oh wow, red sketch cover. This should be fun." Yes. Yeah, that's why I'm starting with the white pencil, and I hope that I can get the composition down. Get the composition that I want in the white, so that I can get the inks all in place. So it's going to be tricky. So because he's the main name on the title card, we're going to put Mr. Spider-Man right up here up front. And let's see, like, I've been doing this lately. I don't know if you guys follow David Finch here on YouTube, but last Monday, I don't know if it was last Monday or this past Monday, where he drew Absolute Batman, and I highly recommend it. It turned out so good, so fast. I did play it on double speed because he talks a little slower, just because he's drawing, and so I don't give him a hard time, because I know how hard it is to draw and talk at the same time. So he does have like a person helping him with interacting with his audience, the people who are in the chat, and they're asking him questions, and he goes on tangents. He goes on, like, he'll be drawing Absolute Batman. The person will tell him what the question is, and he'll stop. He'll run across the room. He'll pull out the reference that he wants to show you, and then he'll do what I just did, where he opens up the pages and he shows you, like, this is what you do in that scenario. So some of them are artists who ask him, like, how would you draw this? You know, like, my writer is telling me to draw this, and how do you draw a building exploding and the hero not like being scared or something like that. I forget what the scenario was, but it was like an impossible thing, and he kind of walked them through it. But in that, the reason why I brought that up is that he brings up the the strategy of looking at other people's artwork to level up, because there were a couple times where they say, what do you do when you have artist block? And he said, you know, artist block only comes when you're just using the limits of your own skill. So once you've come to the end of your limit, you should feel free to jump in and be inspired by the work of other people. And so he goes ahead and he goes in, and let me think of how I want to do this. He goes and opens up like a book like I did. This one here is Inhuman number 3. And excuse me if I do some hawking and spitting. I was not feeling well. I have not been feeling well. I feel fantastic now, but everything is draining, so I sound awful. Did not sleep well, last night. But if you were to look through, especially this issue, if you want to see where I got a bunch of inspiration for Alpha Red number 8. So Benny and Ernest, your packages are in the mail as of yesterday. So so you'll be able to see, like, let me see if I can point to some images that I used to inspire me just from this comic alone. I want to say there's at least 2 or 3 images. It would be hard to see, but like the end of the issue, I use this panel, these 2 panels actually, and they're like switched around. Actually, I can show you right here if you guys are interested in how I create some of this stuff, so that I don't have artist block, or I don't get frustrated because my pages are boring. So the end of this, where he talks to one of the girls here. So this panel here, as the bad guy turned good guy is walking away, and this hero is kind of looking onward, is like this panel here. That's what inspired this panel here, where Wes is watching the girl walk away, and then this panel here is like this panel here, where this little girl is pulling on the arm of that guy. So I just kind of switched those back and forth. But David Finch on his channel, as he was drawing Absolute Batman, was really kind of giving you like his thought process behind getting past artist block and just allowing yourself to be inspired by other artists that are better than you. And what I forgot that I was going to do there was to pull over some markers, because we're going to go right into the colors. Let me see. I'm just going to grab some of here. I'm a little unprepared because I was talking on the phone. Somebody called me as I was like 50 minutes ago, and we just kept talking and talking and talking. Let's see what this does here to the color. So I'm just gonna, does that make it brighter? Gotta let it dry a little bit to see if that's a darker. Okay, that's a deeper kind of red. So what I want to think about is I want to use the color, the red of the page as like the highlight. So it'll be the tops of the muscle, because the light will be coming from the top here. So I want to use this as the bottom of any color that is coming in red. So I'm gonna just kind of outline where his suit will be, where the redness of the suit will be. And it's okay to, I'll give myself permission to be a little sketchy in this application of the color, because I'll be able to go back and use the black marker to really come in with the smoother kind of line. So I'm going to put his foot all the way up here. I'm going to try to give it a bit of a Todd McFarlane knees as high as the frame of the picture will allow. All right, I'm gonna even do it over here on his blue stuff. Oh, I got a surprise for you guys too. All who are here as I prepare to do a I don't know if I'm gonna do like a pre-order for issue number 8 because it's here, and I could just like list it on the websites where you can get it, but I was going to do a pre-order campaign on Fund My Comic, just for anybody who missed the regular campaign, and that's where I would reveal the homage cover for issue number 8. And if you were a supporter on Kickstarter, I gave you a bit of a preview of what that was, but I'll show you here too. Let me finish this off so that I remember what I was meaning to do here. Wonder if Brother Fong made it back from Shanghai, China. Let me see if he you guys are excited that it is on the way. I am excited for you guys to have it. It is, it's an unreal feeling, honestly, as a creator, to see what was in your mind escape your mind, and then to put it into your mind, put it in your hands, and then you're able to see and hold what I had in my head. Scary as that might be in some circumstances, but when it comes to Alpha Red, there's nothing to be scared of other than the bad guys. But you know that the hero we need is close at hand to rescue us in a dynamic way. It's fun and dynamic way. All right, let me grab some of the homage covers. Ha 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 ha. All right. Here it is. So fun to show you because it just turned out, some of these things turn out very cool. So this is so complicated because it is Todd McFarlane, and he adds so much detail into this. This is an homage of Amazing Spider-Man number 328. This is the Incredible Hulk up here, and this is obviously Spider-Man. And so that is going to be the homage cover for this current issue of Alpha Red number 8. And so I think what I'm going to do is do a pre-order just for like a week or two. And for anyone who wants a copy of the homage cover, they can pick it up during that pre-order as well. And I just don't even have it ready yet because I didn't finish coloring it. And what I was going to say with how complicated it is, because it's Todd McFarlane, all these little intricate things in here just are hard to like separate. What is his skin? What is the tearing of the clothes that is from the Incredible Hulk? And then in the original picture, I didn't notice that he was like crushing him up into like a building or some kind of rock thing, and the rocks are all falling down. And so I just stopped doing the rocks. Like I started doing it, and I'm like, what is some of this stuff up here? And I was like, you know what? That's not part of the storyline, so I'm not going to finish it. And so I have separated a bunch of this stuff. I'm working my way down, and that should be done sometime this week. And then I'll put up the pre-order thing if I'm going to go the pre-order route. I just might announce it, and anyone who wants it can order an homage cover, and then the regular issues will be available on starcrosscomics.com. But here is the one that I'm kind of more excited about because it just turned out so well. And while I was on the phone on a conference call with my boss, and we were just talking, I opened up this other homage picture, and I had most of it kind of flattened out and color blocked. And while we were doing it, I was just able to start coloring it. And then we hung up the phone, and then for about 45 minutes to an hour, I just finished it up, and it looks so good. So I'm going to have an alternative homage cover to Alpha Red #1, just because this cover just kind of is so ubiquitous right now currently that I couldn't get it out of my mind to do an homage of it. So drum roll. Let me do a drum roll. Let me do, because we have a drum roll. Where's the drum roll? Ta-da! That is the cover to the absolute Batman homage of Alpha Red #1. And so I don't want you to see that quite yet, but this is what it looks like with the colors. This is a piece of tape. So, but I'll show you what the final version will look like when you can order it. I just printed it out, so it's not, this is what it will eventually look like. I just thought it was fun. Like I was super into Absolute Batman when it first came out, and I stuck with it for 15 issues, I want to say 14, 15 issues. It just started getting a little too violent, and it leaned very heavily into the horror of it all. So here we are. I'm going to use the marker here to color in what is going to be like the underneath of the muscles. So like the light is coming in from here. I don't know if you guys are excited about that or not. I thought it was fun. Ernest says, "That's awesome, dude. Looks great. Thank you. I was so excited as I was finishing it up. I was like, man, I cannot wait to start showing people. I didn't know if I was going to make that the homage cover for issue number 8. And I was like, he's not even wearing the normal Alpha Red costume. So people would pick it up and not see it, for one. And then it's an homage to Batman, Absolute Batman #1. And here it is, issue number 8. And I was like, well, maybe I can hold off until issue number 9. And I was like, I have something in mind for issue number 9. Do I? Or do I not? No, I definitely have one for issue number 10. Definitely know what issue number 10's homage is. And I can't wait for that either. Cannot wait. But, I might not have to wait, because like the homage to Absolute Batman #1, it is a #1 homage. I'll have to think about that. And I am going to go back and redo the homage to issue number 6, because what did I do for number 7? 777. Oh, I did the Incredible Hulk Incredible Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine. But I think I'm going to go back and make it all Todd McFarlane themed. And so I'm going to redo the homage covers for at least issue number 6. I'll think about issue number 7, but issue number 6 will turn into a Todd McFarlane homage. So this is really just the colors, right? And then I'll go in with the black colors, the black ink over top of this. This is just really what will be underneath. And then we'll see what the blue, what does the blue look like? Because I'm drawing blue on top of red. What do you think? How do you think that's gonna turn out here? Oop, before I forget his gloves here need to be red down here. Red. So that I don't forget. And I might even come in with like a darker red, the true red, before it's all said and done, so that we have the many different layers of red. All right, let's see what that looks like. Will we just keep it kind of red up there? Or will we go in? Yeah, I think that's going to be too dark for using as the whole thing. Let me see what the highlighters, the blue highlighters do. So this can be like the very bottom red. I mean, bottom blue, the darkest shadow. But yeah, I do recommend that David Finch Absolute Batman sketch. It goes on for about an hour and I don't know, maybe even 2 hours, but you can watch it at double speed and it's not, you don't lose, I don't think you lose anything. And I didn't know he was a horse guy. He's a Christian. His wife comes in towards the end and she's like, she Christians it up for sure. Just a little bit more boldly than old Dave Finch presents his faith, and he doesn't deny that he's a Christian. And somebody does ask him, how he would object. Would he object to some non-Christian stuff? But hang on, let me grab my highlighters. So he was saying that he likes horror movies. So he's like, it really depends on your level of tolerance of, your personal walk. And he says that he had not encountered in anything that he was asked to draw. He had never encountered anything that he found objectionable to his faith. So I don't know if it was the luck of the draw, all his entire career, that he was able to avoid things that we would consider socially, hard to co-sign as an artist, as a Christian artist. But I mean, he was on the rise in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. So there was definitely less of the cultural impasses that I would have doing mainstream comics currently. So I would just do them in my fan fiction. I did run across my what was it? The Spider-Man Alpha Red fan fiction comic that I started. And I have to write down the ideas because I do remember the first story arc with Spider-Man, and it dovetails into Ninja Turtles and Daredevil. And so I just want to keep that going. But like, obviously, I'm only one person, and Alpha Red is my priority. So I think this is going to be okay. What do you think? What do you think? Is that too jarring? That you can kind of see the red underneath the blue? But I do like that the other blue can be kind of seen through there. Have some fun with that. Feels like I'm even kind of painting, which is something I would never have the patience. Not never, but I don't have the patience to try to learn, just because it gets kind of messy. It gets kind of messy, to be honest. Yeah, so I do want to apologize to you guys for being later than what I promised on the campaign. The idea was to get it shipped out by early April so that you guys would have it by mid-April. That was my calculation. I did not count on me running into just some personal lateness. I had taken on too many side projects, and they felt like, to me, they felt like God appointments. You know, like the I don't know if you guys picked up the, what was it? It's like a nativity one from Bible Visuals International. I wasn't crazy about the assignment, just because the style that they wanted was more realistic, and I know that they were frustrated that my style wasn't more realistic, but I just could not turn my comic book style off. They're like, could you make it more realistic? And it was kind of frustrating me, but that doesn't mean that I wasn't extremely proud of the work that I did, even though you can definitely see that I have comic book tendencies in the artwork. It is definitely less comic booky than what I currently do. So I'm going to use this as a way to kind of give it some additional rendering outside of the black inks. So maybe that will be the softening that I need here, and then the contrast from the inks will be just kind of the icing on the cake here. Cake? Did you say cake? Everybody in my house is on some kind of a diet. Everybody's at the gym. I'm not at the gym. My wife started this journey a couple years ago. I want to say, goodness, 3 years ago. She caught a picture of herself and did not like the what she saw in a picture, a family picture, and so she confessed to me that it made her feel very bad, and she wanted to lose weight. And so she's been on this personal journey for 3 years. And it's like night and day, because I had come across some videos that, where my son was in Africa on a missions trip. And I just was walking around the house showing him what the house looked like while he wasn't here. And she was in the background working out. And she was, I forgot how heavy she was at the time. But so everybody's on this diet, and I am not. Not that I can't stand to lose a couple pounds. Everybody can, right? I got the dad bod. I was never thin or healthy, like super fit. So to look around my house and see everybody is super fit, just kind of like, it's a little frustrating personally. You say, well, I want to look as good as they look, but who has all that time? I'm busy putting food on the table, making Alpha Red comics. Come on. Let me grab the dark red. Let's see. Let's do it. Well, let's do it. Let's use this dark red as a kind of the liner for. Let's just use it as the outline in place of the black ink for now. Because the black ink, I'm going to assume, can go right over top of all this stuff and bring it all together. Bring it all together. So yeah, that was the we'll just keep get distracting myself. I'm like, ooh, I can go right into that next thing. But want to outline it just to get all the shapes, because once you start adding this darker color to other parts of it, some of these details will like start sinking away, and then I'll forget what I meant to do with some of this. I forgot that needs to we'll keep that up there so that we can bring in this color just to show how flexible he is. Show a little bit of his pecs there, a little bit of his side, and then finish up using this as. So my family all joined the gym, and they go at various times, and then whenever they can. They seem obsessed with it. Not me. So they're getting to know people at the gym, and they're like, well, where's the husband? Where's the dad? Like, he's not a gym guy. Now there's a movement in the house to get me to the gym. I'm like, the shortened version of my name is Jim, and that's probably as close as we're going to get to the actual building called Gym. So, no, I used to go to the gym when I was in high school. My best friend at the time and we had co-op. We would come out of the gym. We would get out of school, go to the gym, spend probably an hour and a half at the gym. And I was looking okay, probably the best that I did up until that point. And you're like a young teenager, your hormones and stuff are doing the right stuff. So, you see the best results when you're that age. And so, but we would leave the gym, and right next door were two restaurants, a Chinese food place and a pizza place. And we would not hesitate to stop in there after every day at the gym. Then we go home, We'd eat. Sometimes we eat there. Sometimes we'd bring it back to his house. We'd eat and then take naps. That's what we did for a long time. All senior year. What do you think, guys? It's coming together, right? Coming together. Get his big old McFarlane Spidey eyes going here. Just to kind of make sure we got that in place. And then when all the rest of it, all the rest of the lines come in, it'll be all good. All good. All good. Let's see. Artist says you're still getting it out faster than most do. I watched some that was promised to ship in 3 months later or more, and finally ships. Yeah. So I feel even I still feel bad for as late as I promised, and I'm with you. I'm still waiting on some that I am surprised that they're late. Honestly, I don't want to name names because I don't want them to feel bad, because I know how hard it is, number one, and then I also know that some bad things are happening behind the scenes. Some frustrating things are happening behind the scenes for some of it, and but it's not easy. It's not as easy as people think, and I get requests for advice on stuff, and I tell them, like, don't promise something until it is complete. I know like a lot of the Comicsgate guys are used to just showing a couple of pages, and they say, support this, and it'll be out in 4 or 5 months. It'll take me a month to draw it and a month to print it, and then within that next month I will ship it out to you and you will have it, and it all sounds good. And then you get professional guys like Graham Nolan who are able to hit that. I think he's one of the more consistent ones. I have not picked up any of his Monster Island or any of that stuff. It's not superhero stuff, so it doesn't appeal to me. Maybe I should just give it a try. But yeah, I don't understand how you can, like, what the thought process is. Like, maybe I missed the boat early on when you can convince folks that I promise I'm going to get it to you, promise, and you haven't started a lick of any of the artwork outside of maybe the cover and a page or two, and that's just a lot of pressure that I can't deal with, because it's not my full-time job. I didn't bring up any water. But yeah, I'm not consistent enough. I mean, I have a routine now, thankfully, because my kids are older. I do have a way to a rhythm that I can kind of aim, or at least guess at when I can be done, and barring any major family emergencies or unforeseen projects. I mean, for Alpha number 9, I'll be done with my part of the artwork sometime in July, beginning of July, if things go well. So, but I'm not going to announce anything until probably the end of June, when I have a better handle on how far I am and whether or not I was able to stick to my my schedule. 2 pages a week. I'm 1 panel behind on that this week. So after this tonight, I'll be working on that. While I spend some time with my family and stuff. So that's why we're doing it early today, just because we've been kind of missing each other all week. My son just started his lawn care season, pivoted from his plow season that stopped like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so we have not seen him all week, and just things like that. So we're just going to spend some time together tonight. And so I didn't want to not do a draw stream for those of you guys who like hanging out. And I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys hanging out. But yeah, I'm trying to find ways to create shortcuts. Creating shortcuts for faster output. Part of it is drawing smaller. Part of it is reusing some of my artwork. So that's the reason for some of the blank panels that you'll see on the interior art, because nobody's picking up the interior art. And so why not Photoshop in some older pictures to kind of move the story along. I'll add some. I say that, and then for a couple of the panels already, I go, can you reuse this from issue number 4? I had all these others lined up, and I was like, you know what? It's just easier for me to draw it right here, right now, instead of photoshopping it in later. But there are like more complicated things, like the Battle Bay. I'm gonna create that as a template that I can print out and just ink. I'll draw the pencils over top of those things, of the template, and that way I can get it out faster. Just because the Battle Bay is a little bit more complicated. The control room for the Battle Bay is complicated. Looks more like a cockpit, like a spaceship cockpit, which was inspired by a spaceship cockpit. But I wouldn't want to draw it over and over. It would just take up so much time. And if nobody's going to want the original pictures or be able to afford the original pictures, then why not just speed up the process if and when I can. All right, that looks pretty good. Ernest says, absolutely right. What I was referring to was the folks that promised to ship at a certain time, but they haven't even started. That is crazy to me. That is crazy. They know they can't. What they're really saying is, I need to get paid to get this done without saying it. Correct. And I mean, it's the ones who have done it for a living before that it's frustrating. Like, what it takes to get it done. Like, get it done. Get her done. Whatever happened to the cable guy? Get her done. Is he still around? Like, I remember, was it Foxworthy? I don't forget his first name. Remind me Foxworthy's first name, but it was him and Larry the Cable Guy. And I want to say there was a third guy. They kind of, it's the guy, here's your sign, the guy with the stupid, you wish you could hand those people a sign so they carry it around because they're stupid. Like, why don't you know that already in life? How can you be this stupid? Foxworthy. What's his name? Anybody out there remember? Where's Fong when you need it? Okay. Brother Fong would know, right? Can you phone a Fong? I'd like to phone a Fong to get the answer to that. All right, so let's do the webbing. Well, I just went right to the X-Men song in my head. It was right before the X-Men song. What's the Spider-Man and his amazing friends? I can hear just like a synthesized thing. I can't hear in my head any lyrics to Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I can hear a voiceover for it, but do you guys see the thing about Jim Lee, where he got on to Instagram and Facebook and says that he's pre-diabetic, and that has caused some health issues that has delayed Hush 2. Jeff, that's it. Jeff Foxworthy. Bill Engvall was the guy was here's your stupid sign. That was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Larry the Cable Guy and Ron White also was with them for a time. I don't remember Ron White. I'll have to look up Ron White. Those guys were, I mean, that was like clean comedy. You know, it had a little bit of bite to it because they were calling people stupid and stuff. But man, those were the days. Now everything's raunchy and full of curse words. Nate Bargatze is the only one that I can think of who is intentionally a clean comic nowadays, and he has blown up. I think people are starting to get the message that not everybody is okay with all the raunchy language. And I mean, you can do it all you want. It's America, free country, free speech, and doesn't mean I have to buy it. Doesn't mean I have to like it. And if you're curious why your stuff isn't doing as well as previous years or previous offerings of a certain subject or type of movie, or maybe it's because the values that you put in it are no longer aligned with the majority of the country. And people who prefer traditional entertainment, traditional themes, we're not so vocal. We just stop buying. I mean, I'll tell people about Absolute Batman. I really enjoyed the stories. I liked some of the shock value of it, but it was trending very, very violent and very sexual. And so just because I know how much my son enjoyed it, I did not want to continue bring it into the house as it tiptoed to the edge of our values and then go beyond. And then we're just like, oh, we're this far deep in it that we're just gonna continue supporting it, even though it doesn't align with our values and things like that. So, it's just easiest to nope out earlier rather than later, and just kind of hold it in our heads that, there was some things that were questionable while we were reading it, but we won't know how bad it got, because we checked out. And I hope they continue. It's fine that they continue. I don't hope that they continue, because I don't think it's good for society to collectively accept some of the themes that are going on in it. But to each their own, and we get what we deserve. We reap what we sow, and I choose not to sow any of that, and I choose not to reap some of those themes. But it seems like a lot of people are still having a lot of fun with it, even as a collecting thing. I don't know if you guys Ron White was the guy with the drink in the scar. He was like really heavy. Did he pass away? Did that guy pass away? I do remember him. But yeah, what else was in the news? What is it? Logan Paul buying some manga, like making all these manga people crazy. But it takes all kinds. Like, as much as I don't think that Logan Paul's interests are legitimate when it comes to manga and the love for manga, it's an investment for him, and it is really going to juice up the wallets of anybody who was a fan of One Piece and who has these old things and who is willing to give it up for all the speculators who are going to jump in. Is that going to destroy the market? I don't think so. I think that's what everybody's concerned about. Like, oh, the bubble's going to burst. The bubble's going to burst for anybody who is stupid enough to make it their primary living. If you want to ride some of the waves of the trends, and if you're smart enough to profit off of it, like who's to say if it's good or bad? It'll be great for some, bad for others. And if you're smart enough, you can benefit. If you're not smart enough, stay out of it and you won't get hurt. You can be a part of it, or you can decide not to. Like blind bags, I don't know. Are you guys into the blind bags? Because I might consider doing some blind bag-ish kind of fun things. Not that you guys need to participate. It will be completely optional. It is a way. It is a thing that people like. So if I decide to do a bunch of sketch covers and put them in a blind bag along with the regular edition of something, and say you will definitely get something special, and you will definitely get the regular edition of that current issue. Like, you can participate in that collectible or not, or it can just sit there. And some people like the chance at getting something that is more valuable. But you don't have to. You don't have to. Or says, I don't put my money in anything that is out straight against the country or faith. More for Alpha Red. Absolutely. I appreciate your the way that you decide to purchase. I love it. Love it. Ron White is still going, I think. All right. I do remember. Was he a little bit potty mouth? I know they're all like a little bit potty mouth. They're just not as raunchy as it has gotten. So all right, maybe I will return to this next week and do Mr. Superman in the background now that I know how some of the tools respond to the paper. Give me a better idea of like maybe even what pose I prefer. Yeah. Blind bags. Blind bags. Any thoughts on blind bags? Whether or not you would participate or if it would just be for some of the normies. Apparently my local comic shop is one of the largest movers of blind bags in the country, is what they tell me. Like thousands, tens of thousands. Like when a blind bag comes in, blind bag comic comes in, the store is like filled with these blind bags. And then slowly they all disappear. They sell them on Whatnot. And they are very entertaining. I don't know what their Whatnot channel is. I should check it out. I did know, and I did start a Whatnot channel account or whatever, just based on somebody's recommendation. That's where they collect stuff, and that's where they thought that, you know, it would be smart for me to move. And so I considered it. So I started a thing. I started an account, and it was another platform that I had to learn how to navigate. But apparently that's where they sell all their zillion blind bags. And I don't know what the current blind bag situation is. Like, is it regular price, and then you possibly get like a more valuable one, a sketch cover or something like that. Like, I have a bunch of old exclusive covers, limited kind of stuff, because I buy extra just in case one of you guys don't get your reward through the mail. And so I have the replacement for you. But so I have like extras of each exclusive cover. I can do some sketch covers. There are stuff that is out of print, versions of comics that are out of print. I could include some of my other stuff, like Wingman #1. If you're interested in Wingman #1, that could be a part of it. I would say, hey, I would print up a certain amount of Wingman #1s and include them in, you know, that kind of stuff. Is that fleecing you, or should I just offer Wingman #1 and then whoever wants it can just purchase it, and then make a special version of Wingman #1 that maybe you can only get if you draw the right blind bag? I don't know. Let me know. It just seems like something that people are enjoying. There's enough people out there enjoying it. I know there's strong opposition to it also. But all right, guys. I think one more pass with something a little bit darker so that we can get some contrast going. Should I do the brush pens? I haven't done the brush pens. I don't know how that'll affect it. If the brush pens don't bring the contrast, then I'll just jump in here with the Sharpie. Let's see. Any thoughts? Yeah, if you see him live at house show, he can get real potty mouth. Yep. The blind bag was regular price, but you have a chance to get a very limited sketch cover. Okay, so that is maybe a thing that I could do. I bought for Daredevil, and now I can't find them anywhere. So they must have been selling good. Yeah. Well, if you want a handful more, I think my shop has a handful more, and not a lot. Like the day that they launched, you walked in, and it was like not only were they on the shelves, but they were like on top of like all the back issues and stuff. And so just all over the store. They were behind the counter, like where the high value books were. They're just kind of stacked up back there. And then now there might be like 2 shelves that have just a couple of places. So, okay. No, that's good to know, because I'm not aware of how they're being sold. I thought like the Battle Beast #1 blind bags were like there were 2 comics inside, 2 or 3 comics inside, and you get the regular Battle Beast, and then you get something else, another comic, and some people got issue #2 in that blind bag. So I mean, I thought that was like genius. Like if you can hold on to a comic and like kaboomski, like the next issue, you get done with issue #1 and you can immediately read issue #2, especially if you liked it. And it was very entertaining. I don't know if you guys picked up Battle Beast, but very entertaining. All right, guys, we're going to call it a show. I appreciate you guys hanging out. If you haven't hit that like button yet, please hit that like button and tell people that it's worth watching. I do have to do some grilling now that everybody is home for the evening. So that is partly why that's why I'm doing it early. And some of the Alpha Raiders are not in the house. I'm sure it's a timing thing. So, all right, guys, you were the lucky ones who were able to see the homage covers that I have planned, and then all you guys who are watching it a little later. And I will finish up with Superman. Then let me just put a quick outline to kind of make him jump out a little bit. Tends to make me happy when I see it pop out from the background a little bit more than just with the black lines. And then next week we'll try Mr. Superman. I do have a couple of Batman ones that are blue, dark blue, and when I picked them up, I was like, ooh, I don't know if I should pick them up or not. And then, but now with how this is turning out, I think I like it. So I'll pull those out. It's a couple of Batman ones. So I know that I said that this was going to be a more indie year, but I think my obsession with sketch covers outweighed my desire to highlight independent Christian comics. Independent Christian comics need to have more sketch covers, and then I'll draw sketch covers of them. But even then, it's hard because these independent characters don't have a lot of reference, so it's hard to draw a decent picture of these independent, especially Christian comics. There aren't many of them out there, and if there are out there, they don't have a lot of issues out there for me to be able to see. Should I do that in black? Let's try that in black around his head. around his head. Instead of doing it white to make it pop out, we'll do a little black outline. Yeah. And if I wanted to, I could do more white. But we'll keep it like that for now. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Let me see the last one. Depending on the promotion, they can be fun, I think, for the fans. That's great. That's great. That's a great attitude, because like who cares what they're trying to do? Like there's obviously different kind of fans who want to interact with the product in different ways, and they have favorite characters, they have favorite creators that they want to interact with, and they don't mind paying a little bit extra. Like, so what if it looks like they're selling the same comic to different people? There's different versions, and if you're a fan, you're not obligated to participate in all the different variants. So if you just like the comic and the character, just pick up the A cover, the cheapest cover. You get the story, you get the art, and you'll just have to ignore all the other offerings of it. So, let everybody else have their fun. That's my attitude towards it. So great attitude. Thank you, Ernest, for hanging out. Thank you, Benny, if you're still there. And thank you for anybody else who's watching this later. I really appreciate you. And I do this usually at 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, but today a little earlier. So until next time, guys, grace, peace. Let me turn this off first, because I always forget the music. Boom, turn off the music and the stream, and we out. See you guys.
From the shadows he rises with courage in his heart, a beacon of hope. He's ready to start with faith as his armor and a fire in his soul. Alpha Red stands tall, fulfilling his role. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Red. In a world full of chaos, where evil may lurk, he fights for the righteous, his mission and work. Guided by God, with strength from above, he battles the darkness with unyielding love. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. Alpha Red. When the night seems too long and hope seems so far, look to the skies, we'll see his bright star. With a prayer and a promise, he faces the fight. Alpha Red shines through, the beacon of light. Alpha Red, the hero we need. With the power of faith, he'll always succeed. Fighting darkness, he'll never dread. For the world is safe with Alpha Red. So stand tall with courage, let your faith lead the way. With Alpha Red beside us, we'll see a brighter day. For evil may tremble, but never forget, the world is protected by our hero, Alpha Red. Alpha Red. Alpha Red.